What if I tell you that most Amazon sellers don't have a sales problem, they have a profit problem? You can make $30,000 in sales on Amazon and still have almost nothing left. And in 2026, this is becoming a much bigger problem because Amazon FBA's fees are changing, PPC is more competitive, agencies are expensive, and many sellers are still making decisions based on revenue instead of real profit. So in this video, I want to show you where the profit actually disappears in an Amazon FBA business. Not in theory, in real life, because Amazon FBA is not dead, but your profit might be. Let's go. Hi, I'm Katya, and on this channel I talk about Amazon FBA, Amazon PPC, and the real business side of selling on Amazon. Not the guru version, a real person version. The version where you have inventory, cash flow, storage fees, PPC campaigns, refunds, agencies, and spreadsheets that sometimes looks very scary. And today I want to talk about one of the biggest mistakes I see on Amazon. Amazon sellers look at sales and think they are doing well. But sales are not profit. And if you don't understand the real profit, you can scale yourself into loss. Let's say you launch a product on Amazon. You sell it for $30. Sounds good, right? But then Amazon takes a referral fee. Then you pay FBA fulfillment fees. Then you have your product cost, the shipping from your supplier, the packaging, storage returns, and PPC. Maybe you also pay an agency. Maybe you use software. Maybe you give away coupons. And suddenly that $30 product doesn't look so profitable anymore. This is why I think the question, is Amazon FBA dead, is the wrong question. The better question is, can your product survive after all costs? Because in 2026, Amazon FBA still works. But it works only when your numbers work. Let's make a simple example. Imagine you sell a product for $30. Your product costs $2. Shipping and preparation are $2. Amazon referral fee is around 15%, so that's about $4.50. FBA fulfillment fee could be around $5 depending on the product size and weight. Now you are already at $18.50 in costs. So before advertising, you have around $11.50 left. Sounds okay. But now let's add PPC. If your ACoS is 30%, you spend $9 in ads to generate a $30 sale. Now your profit is $2.50. And we still haven't included returns, storages, coupons, software, agency fee, damaged inventory, or cash flow problems. So when people say, I made $30,000 in sales this month, my first question is, how much did you actually keep? Because $30,000 in sales can mean $10,000 in profit. Or it can mean zero, or it can mean you are losing money. So be very careful. Let's touch Revenue Vanity Trap. This is the revenue trap. Revenue looks exciting, revenue looks good in screenshots, revenue looks impressive on YouTube, but revenue doesn't pay for your bills, profit does. And this is where a lot of Amazon sellers get stuck. They think the goal is to grow sales. But if your unit economics are broken, growing sales just means growing losses. If you lose $2 on every unit, selling 1,000 units is not success. It's a $2,000 problem. And if you're using PPC to push more and more sales without understanding your margins, you may feel like your business is growing, but your bank account tells a different story. Now, why is this especially important in 2006? Because Amazon is still a huge opportunity, but it's not as forgiving as it used to be 15 years ago. First, FBA fees matter. Even small increases matter when you sell many units or operate on thin margins. A few cents here, a few cents there, That may not sound dramatic, but when your profit per unit is already small, every cost increase matters. And let's talk about PPC. I, as usually, recommend to use the ACoS based platform for PPC, like full autopilot. For example, I do not touch our PPC anymore, like for years, and it works great for us. Hopefully it will work for you as well. In many categories, you cannot just launch a product, turn on ads, expect cheap profitable sales. You compete with established brands, sellers with more reviews, better listings, better conversion rates, and bigger budget. Third, cash flow is harder than beginners expect. You need money for inventory. Then you need money for your next inventory order before you receive all the profit from this one. Then your money for PPC, then your money for storage, samples, products, photo optimization software, maybe virtual assistant, maybe an agency. So Amazon FBA is not just buy product, send to Amazon, make money. It's a cash flow business, very capital consuming business. And if you don't control the numbers, the business controls you. Now let's talk about PPC, because this is where profit often disappears quietly. Many sellers look only at ACoS. ACoS means advertising cost of sales. Basically, how much you spend on ads compared to the sales generated by those ads. For example, if you spend $30 on ads and generate $100 on ad sales, your ACoS is 30%. But here is the problem. A 30% ACoS can be good or terrible, depends on your margin. If your profit margin before ads is 40%, then 30% ACoS may still be profitable. But if your profit margin before ads is 20%, then 30% ACoS means you are losing money on those ad sales. This is why you need to know your break-even ACoS. And here is the simple checklist you can use. First, calculate your landed cost. This means product costs, shipping, duties, preparation, packaging, everything before your product is ready to sell. Second, calculate Amazon fees, referral fee, FBA fee, storage, and any other fees that apply to your product. Third, calculate your pre-ad margin. This is your profit before PP. Fourth, calculate your break-even ACoS. This tells you how much you can afford to spend on ads. Fifth, compare your actual ACoS and TACoS to your break-even numbers. Sixth, check your cash flow. Can you afford the next inventory order if the product starts selling faster? And seventh, don't scale until the numbers make sense. So, is Amazon FBA dead? No, I think not at all. Amazon FBA is not dead. But the easy version of Amazon FBA is probably dead. The version where you could launch almost anything, run some ads and still make good profit, that version of Amazon FBA is much harder or just impossible now. In 2026, you need better numbers, better PPC control, better cash flow planning, and much clearer understanding of profit. So before you celebrate your sales, ask one simple question: how much did I actually keep? Because sales are nice, but profit is the business. If you want more honest videos about Amazon FBA PPC and what actually happens behind the scenes, subscribe to the FBA Girl channel. And if you want, I can also make a separate video showing exactly how to calculate your break-even ACoS step by step. Because once you understand that number, Amazon PPC starts to make a lot more sense, especially with DNXI. See you in next video. Have a nice sales. Bye bye.